Good morning, warm welcome. Welcome to our garden. I'm busy here with preparing my tulips for this year or for next year. They have to be planted late this year for next year's display. Look how beautiful these tulips are, and also possibly my last harvest for this year. But that's not the story. The story is we are now on the third week of autumn. Look how the foliage, the green or the leaves here have turned into umber color. The leaves here hanging from the eaves of the shed are turning colorful, autumn color. The flowers are still, or the dahlias are still beautiful, but it will not take weeks. They will soon die, especially when the frost drops. I still owe you a story, my final report on the chayote that we planted in April this year. We have a success to report. Join me and I'll show you the chayotes.
You're watching Channel Juan Kitchen and Garden, a channel dedicated to garden to plate experience. In this channel we grow, cook and share. Let's join Romelo at the garden.
So we are under our fruitful chayotes now. If you remember, we started them indoors because if you're not aware of this, I'm in Holland and we are in the same latitude as London and New York. So if you're from that around the area or region, you can learn from this. If you are fortunate to be in the tropics, you can do this all year round. Now, so back to the story. In late last year, I started them indoors. Due to the warmth, they grew fast, and I had to trim them to delay them from growing, and I can postpone planting them out. And in April, I planted, that was late April, I planted them out. One here, this one, and another here. Okay. And then came the frost. I thought they were killed. They burnt down to the ground. You know, I thought I lost my chayotes. That's why Man and Grace and I planted a reserve. We bought this at the the Asian store. It is the shiny variety. And I've heard stories about this before. It's not recommended to plant because it will not bear fruit in this kind of climate. They recommend the hairy variety for this kind of climate. But it's not the waste. We can still stir fry the tops, which I'm cooking today. I think the link to that recipe is in the tab or in the description box. But around June, when the weather became warmer, they returned. They returned, and I thought they would not even bear fruit because it was late summer and I did not see any signs of flowers yet. But I'm happy because finally I have chayotes here. These are the chayotes. Look. Join me on this adventure because we have great plans for this year towards next year. Now, so this is the plan. Of course, when winter comes, this will again die. And I plan to overwinter it by covering it with hay and dried leaves. I'll do the same with the other one. This is an experiment. I planted this in pot. The plan is to just bring it indoors or to a protected place, shed, to overwinter. But the good thing is, or the good news is, I'll be cooking my chayote soon. Tinola, chicken tinola with matching. This one's chili leaves. So it's a success story after all. That's the story of our chayote. I hope you learned something, or at least you were inspired to be self-sufficient. Why buy it if you can grow it? Before I go, I'd like to show you around. I'd like to show you the flowers and the remaining crops before the winter comes. By the way, today is the second week of, even the third week of autumn. Thank you for joining me here today, and enjoy the rest of the sceneries here at the garden. Not just here at the garden, but the surroundings as well. There are beautiful views of autumn, early autumn. You will love the horses. Hi. Yeah. Hello. Good morning to you.